everyone, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra has been out for a few months now, not anything crazy, but I want to see how this thing holds up in the middle part of 2023 and kind of give you my thoughts on this specific device as it holds up right now. Now, I will tell you this phone is still completely worth buying. I think Samsung did a great job with the S23 Ultra. I think they've done a pretty good job with the Ultra lineup in general. And as of now, I mean, this phone still looks beautiful. It's gone down in price a little bit, like maybe like $100, $200 in the used market, and actually probably more than that. Starting off though, on the outside, we are still getting a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and it's a very good panel. Like I said before, I think Samsung knocked it out of the park with last year's panel, and this one is pretty much almost the same thing, maybe a little bit better. You're still getting 120 Hz, very good size. Looks almost like a Note phone, which is amazing. And as I said, I think Samsung just knocked it out of the park with this device. So it gets a thumbs up for me for sure there. You're getting a USB Type-C port on the bottom, which is amazing. And on the back, you're getting a frosted glass back, which, as I said before, I think Samsung did a really good job with. When you're getting a device like this, you are getting a phone that is still going to be feeling very, very good in the hand, and it's still going to be looking very good as well. I always prefer, whenever I have a phone like this, I always like picking it up and kind of seeing what's kind of going on with it. And with this phone, it looks beautiful. It still performs very, very well. And as I mentioned before, it gets a thumbs up for me on the outside for sure. Now, in terms of the camera, this was also another big asset for this type of phone. The S23 Ultra has a really solid camera. It's like a quadruple camera setup basically on the back with almost 5 cameras. You're getting that wide periscope telephoto, and an ultra-wide camera, which is amazing. So you have the ability of filming 8K video on the back. You can do 4K at 60 on the front. And this is probably one of the better cameras you can still buy. I mean, this is a very solid lens. I personally think that Samsung did a really, really good job with it. And that in and of itself is still one of my most favorite features of this type of phone. The camera will hold up forever. And that's honestly something amazing to think about. On top of that, you are getting the S Pen on this phone too, I forgot to mention. It's basically like a stylus. I'm sure everyone's pretty much used a phone like this or has seen the stylus before. And I do think that's another really cool advantage that you're getting with this type of phone too, which is really, really awesome. Now, moving on pretty much to like the software side of things, this is going to be a phone that's going to be lasting for many, many years to come. So it's not like tomorrow this thing's going to be outdated. This thing is still going to be supported with software for many, many years. And that in and of itself is one of my probably most favorite things about buying a phone like the S23s in general, because they're going to be supported with software for many, many years. So even this area, you don't really need to focus on too much. Performance-wise, still probably going to be one of the best performing phones throughout this year. We're having that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset with 8 gigs of RAM on the base models, but it does go up to 12 gigs of RAM on some models. The thing to keep in mind is that you are pretty much going to be getting, the best performance from any phone probably on this one. There will be like a changed chipset later on this year, the 8 Gen Plus 2, whatever they're going to call it. But still very, very good performing phone from that perspective alone. And that also gets a thumbs up for me as well. The battery life was the one thing I feel like Samsung could have changed up a little bit. They had a 5,000 mAh battery here. I feel like they could have, again, brought maybe like a little tiny bit of a bigger size battery, which they didn't do on the previous generation. But again, like I still look at a phone like this, and it's easily still one of the better devices out there, as of, so far in 2023, this is probably the best phone that's been announced and been released. I like the 7A a lot, the Pixel 7A, but I think the S23 Ultra is a very solid phone that I'd still recommend buying. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's easily one of the better phones that Samsung's made this year. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.